Hello, hello, and welcome back to Fantabulous Bags, where we draw product development sketches for handbags and accessories. Today, we're going to be working on that cooler tote that we started last week sketching. As you can see, I have here the cooler tote. I have here the swatch I did in the following class, and I have here a quick sketch that I did of this photo. I actually just took a photo of the tote and I traced it. Usually when you're doing product development, the design team of the company you're working with will give you this artwork. You don't have to prepare it yourself, so that's why I'm not actually doing it. And plus everyone here I'm sure knows Adobe Illustrator, knows how to trace something. So here we go. First things first, let's go find our, our bag sketch, which should be around here. Let's see. I did this last week, so I have to have it in here someplace. Okay, let's see. Yeah, there it is. So let's place that over here. It's a humongous scan, because I love making my scans huge. That way I have a lot of detail. I'm going to shrink it down like 20%. Very good. Okay, here we go. It should fit well on the paper. Or sort of. We could always shrink it even more. Actually, let's do that. Because even on the paper, the outline looks a little bit big. Okay, here. So now we're going to go to Object, and we're going to slide down to Image Trace, and we're going to say Make and Expand. Okay, let's do it. Oh, how lovely. I'm going to grab our Direct Select tool, and we're going to get rid of that paper edge line that we have, like this margin. Okay, let's grab the whole thing. Let's center it. Okay, so now we're going to have some fun. We're going to use that blue and red gingham that we created. We're going to grab our Direct Select tool, and we're going to grab all of the areas that would have, that gingham. There. Oh, there. There. Okay. There and there. Okay, so let's do it. Let's hit that gingham and see what happens. Whoa, that is big. All right, so what we need to do is we're going to go to our scale tool, and we're going to go down, not 20%, like, I say like 80. Go down to 80, and we're going to say transforms patterns only. So we're going to unclick transform objects. I'm going to say okay and see what happens. Okay, so now we're pretty close to what we need. The only thing is that the top gingham is not running according to the top of the bag, which is a big no-no. Actually, I think it's a little bit smaller. Let's go down a little bit more. Let's go down on like another 10%. So we're going to go to 90 and see what happens. Okay, yeah, that's good. So we are seeing that top line is still not good. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to go to our rotating tool. And we're going to double click on that. And we're going to say transform patterns only. It's on a 3. Let's see what that does. 2, let's see. Perfect. So now we see the top line of gingham is running across the top of the bag as it should be. Okay, I'm seeing I missed a lot of little spots here that need to have the gingham as well. So what I'm going to do is, whoa, I went a little too close, but that's okay. I'm going to draw back. Well, actually, maybe not. Let's just grab what we're needing, what we're missing rather. Okay, all these little spots we're going to grab with our Direct Select tool, keeping our finger down on the Shift button to make sure that everybody is done at once. Okay, so you can do all these little guys right there. And okay, and then we're going to move on over. And we're going to put our finger on Shift and do the same thing. Grab all of them, every single one of them. And there. Okay, and now we're going to get our eyedropper tool and fill those in. Fantastic. Let's draw back again. We'll go back to 300%. Okay, looks good. It is looking good. Okay, so the next thing we had was actually the zipper. The zipper was actually in a plastic, a blue plastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Direct Select tool again, and I'm going to look for something that looks like plastic, blue plastic. That'll work. just grab all the little bits of there. Okay, I think we got everything. I think we might have missed a couple of pieces here. I see. Just remember, if you missed it, it's okay. Grab it next time. I think we're good. Okay, so I was looking here. I have all these great gradients that I have in the swatch library. So I went to the gems and I found this nice blue, and I'm just going to touch that. I think it works. I think it looks like a plasticky kind of shiny look. Let's do that one. Oh, I got it up here now. Okay, very good. So the next thing we need to do is the zipper pull, which we actually can do in the same, because if I recall correctly, the original, I'm gonna have to fix that. The original was actually a kind of a, what am I looking for the word? It was kind of, well, I don't know, I want to say plastic, but it was a PVC. Let me see the sky color. Actually, that's not bad. All right, we'll do that one. Okay, now we still have to do the zipper head, which was in a silver. And I made a little mistake here when I was drawing. I left this area open, so it kind of turned into blue also. So actually, let me grab this and put that in there. Okay, and this actually needs to be red. Okay, now, so I'm going to grab this, and I'm just going to say, I don't know what, like a metallic. Let's do a metallic or something. That's good. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to color in the zipper ring, the jump ring for the zipper right here, in a metal as well. Okay, so I'm going to do that, that, and that, and that. Okay, so that's working out okay. So let's grab this little guy over here, and I'm going to color in the metal, same metal that we had before. Okay, so let's see, we're doing pretty well. Okay, go back 100%. All right. Well, I'm seeing that maybe we could even go down a little bit more on that plaid. So I'm going to grab it again. I'm only going to grab, actually I have to grab everybody because it's going to look weird if it isn't. So I'm going to zoom in, grab everybody again. You have to do a lot of this when you're in, okay, let's do that again. When you're in product development, you have to go over stuff a lot of times. But in the end, it all works out. So just grab everybody again. And then we're going to go to our, yeah, I think I'm going to go down another 20%. And I'm just going to transform the pattern. And I'm going to say, okay. And I think now that is more like the size of what we're looking for. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. Okay, very good. We're doing well. Okay, so now what do we need? We need to do our webbing handles. So let's grab those guys. Oh, actually, it was in one piece. Isn't that nice? Okay, so I'm going to grab those guys. We'll go for like kind of like a lightish blue. That looks like what it was there. Yeah. Now, because this is not, it's a webbing, it's cotton webbing, it does not shine. I've missed this little spot here. I'm just going to do that right there. Okay. What we're going to do is just add shadows. Now I'm going to add shadows to everything. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, let's add shadows. Okay, so I'm going to grab wherever I think shadows would be. Obviously, we're going to have shadows in the areas of the interior collar, where that's going to be a shadow is going to be cast there, and in here, and in here. Now, what I'm going to do, okay, actually, I should zoom in because it's not grabbing it very well. So I'm just going to grab all of the interior there, and then I'm going to cast some shadows. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom up here. I'm going to say copy and paste. Now I have all those pieces. What I like to do now is grab some kind of, I don't know, like that. Maybe like this. Okay, so let's see how that looks. We're going to plop it back on top of our original pieces. Now, there we go. Very good. Looks okay. Here we missed a spot, so we're just going to grab that, copy, paste, and then we're going to do the same thing we did before. That's fine, I think. We did that's a little bit different, but I think it's working. Okay, so now we've got our shadows. Well, you could do all the little ones around here, or you could just color them down, like do like a darker red and see what happens. Yeah. Like here, let's just do like a dark red. Even darker. Okay, very good. Okay, so now, this one maybe. Let's do a dark red. All right. Now let's go back to 150. Okay, so now we need to do the same thing to the handle. So I'm going to grab this handle and this handle, which is the ones that are going to show the most. I'm going to say copy, paste. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try that again. And let's see, let's plop it down there. Not loving it. Let's say Z. I'm going to do this and see what happens there. I'm going to make it a little bit more dramatic. I'm going to isolate that a little bit more. And let's see what happens when I put them back. Just use different colored, different types of shading. Okay, that one works much better. Okay, very good. Now this little guy over here, I'm just going to do this little guy in a dark gray because it really doesn't show that much. Okay, now we're doing fantastic. Look at that. Okay. We need to get some shading in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And the shadow is going to be behind the bag, obviously. So I'm going to get all these pieces that I colored so nicely with plaid. And hopefully I grabbed them properly and say copy, paste. Nope, didn't grab them properly. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. Okay, 1, and 2, and 3, and this little one over here. And I'm going to say copy, paste. Okay, so now I've copied those. I'm going to do the same thing I did before. However, because this is, okay, really behind the bag, the fades aren't going to work so well. I think I'm just going to go for a plain black, and then I'm going to go down on opacity to like 70%, something like 72%. It looks a little brownish. Okay. I don't know why this is not working. Okay, there it goes. Go, 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 go. Okay, so we're going to stick this back there. Okay, so, okay, it's not terrible. It's not exactly perfect, but we'll work with it. Okay. Okay, this one didn't go too well. I'm just going to recolor it as a gray because it doesn't need to have the... Okay. Now, I'm not liking this. It's losing too much of the detail, so I'm going to take the opacity a little bit less. I'm going to go back to 54% and say, okay. Okay, good. Now I can see the plaid a little bit more, but I think I want to do it even more. I want to go down in the 40s. Okay, let's try that. Okay, that looks okay. Now, we need to do the same idea to the body of the bag because the shadow is obviously going to wrap around the side of the gusset and go down to the bottom. So this is where we have to use our imagination. Okay, I missed this spot right here. I'm going to throw some color in there because it's annoying me. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to grab our pencil tool. Okay, and we're going to make ourselves... If I were a shadow, where would I be is kind of the game here. So usually it would go down someplace like down here towards the bottom and wrap around the bottom. You're imagining something that's, you know, just remember that you're imagining something that that's kind of flexible because you're dealing with a flexible material. Now, I don't know. I think I might not like this one too much. As you can see, it's got the black fill already, and it's kind of confusing, but that's okay for now. Okay. I'm just going to go and... I don't know how much I'm going to love this, but... Okay, so I'm just tracing around this panel here, the front panel, trying to create a shadow kind of an idea. Okay, that one is a little too long. All right, correction, correction, correction. Oh, no. I'm going to have to eliminate that for a minute. Just get it out of my way so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. All right, so... Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a fill in here. I'm going to put in a black fill, and then I'm going to go down on opacity and see how that looks. It's giving me this yucky kind of look to it, but Unfortunately, that's what it is. Okay, I see I made a little mistake here. I'm going to lower that down. Okay. Now let's see. Sometimes you look at it from up close and like, ew, what is that? It's terrible. But when you go far, it's not so bad. So there we go. Okay. So we're looking at something there. Okay, so now I'm going to go and zoom out. Oh, I meant zoom out, not zoom in. Okay, so let's go to 100%. Okay, it's not terrible. I mean, my preference would be something else. Let me see if I can go back to my fades over here and see what happens if I do something like this. Okay, the fade is interesting. Let's go up on it and see what happens. Not bad, I think. But I think it needs to get, let's do an angle on it. Let's angle down the fade a little bit. So it's falling up towards, no, I think actually we need to do it in the reverse angle. Not great. Let me see about a gradient over here. Okay, let's zoom it out. No, it's not working too well. Let's try a really light grade. Okay, it's okay. It's not the greatest, and I think I went a little bit too nuts with the shadow up here. It's wrapping around too much. So I'm going to move that anchor point in a little bit. Okay, and just leave it like wrapped around mostly innocuously here. Sometimes you have this when you're working with browns and grays. It just kind of like, okay, the opacity, I'm going to move it down a little bit more. They just kind of like don't behave. Found that problem with grays and browns. Okay. All right, so it's not bad. It's interesting. And the shading on the back for some reason looks much better. I don't know why. Oh, goodness. All right. Let me try that one more time with the back pieces just to see if I can launch into something a little bit better. Okay, this back panel needs a little bit more love, I think. So I'm just going to grab it one more time. And I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to just eyedropper from here and see what happens. Or from here. Okay, maybe. I think I want to try to do it at a 90-degree angle and see what happens. Okay, actually I'm not totally hating that. Let's try to do it on here. See what happens. Okay. Maybe we need to go out a little bit on this. There. Alright. Okay, now let's go down on the opacity on this puppy. Go down about... Okay. It's okay. It's a little bit better. Sometimes you have to work really hard to get these things to work nicely. Okay. Alright. Oh, that's not exactly what I wanted to do. Okay, so now we have our tote. We have some shadows. It looks a little bit more 3D. I'm still not loving this part, but let's try it one more time. Let's go up a little bit more. And let's go, actually, let's try this one. All right. I guess that's not bad. Nah, actually, who am I kidding? It's terrible. Let's see. Let me just do this. Okay, and now I'm going to just go back over here. I'm going to go back to 100% and see how that looks. Okay, that's a little bit much. Let me try one more time. I'm going to shift it down to 45-degree angle. Okay, that's pretty aggressive. Let's move this all the way back down. Okay, actually, I'm not hating on that. Okay, let's move this a little bit more. Oh. Okay. So let's go back and see. Actually, I think I don't mind that. Okay, let's just go off opacity a little bit. Go down to 90%. Oops. Okay. All right, so now we have our shaded tote, finally. Okay, and I'm okay with this one for some reason. Okay, and I'm going to grab now our artwork. I'm gonna go, oh, I went a little too close. I want it to go out. Okay, so I'm gonna move out to here, and I'm going to just grab everybody and group them because I didn't do that before. And I'm gonna say object, group. Actually, it is grouped. Okay, great. So I'm gonna say copy and paste, and I'm going to bring it on down here. All right, here we go. So we're just going to shrink it down, holding our shift button to keep it at the proper proportion. Okay. Okay, so I'm seeing that this goes up like this, and a little bit more this way. Okay. Okay. And then I think it's more centered. Okay, there you go. So the next thing we need to do is zoom in. And remember with shading, you're always going to have a little bit of fun. Or it could drive you crazy. Whatever your perspective is. So we're going to grab the interior shapes, which should be gingham too. And we're going to grab all of them. And then we're going to use our eyedropper tool. There. Okay. The other way to do shading is to do it by hand with like brush strokes, which takes a long time, which isn't a great idea for product development people. So I'm just going to grab this and go, wee! Now, you see we lost the edge, which the original had an edge and even a little shading hint. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to make a black stroke again. Okay. Nope, not white, black. Okay. Okay, I think we're ready. Let's see what it looks like. Let's go out. All right, so we have our tote. Let me see. I'm still not crazy about the shading too much, but let me check to see what happens if I make it a gradient. Okay. Maybe a reverse gradient. Let's see. Whoa, what did it happen here? I got myself a little bit of a stroke. We don't want a stroke. We want to get rid of that stroke. Okay. Okay. All right, so here we go. We have our Cool It Y'all tote looking nice and cute. I hope you enjoyed this class, and I hope to see you soon in our next class. Remember to subscribe if you like these classes and give me any of your comments. If you want me to draw something, just send me an email or post a comment. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.